Hi, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Day's Podcast along with a new video. So, I want to thank everyone for liking, subscribing, viewing, and watching. If I sound a little off, I'm just getting over not feeling too well, but as you can see, it seems like I'm fine, so be here. Um, but yes, there will be Patreon videos along with Spotify episodes exclusively that you guys can get into very soon. I will be making sure of that. Um, so I recently talked about um, Beyonce's B-Day, Beyonce's I Am Sasha Fierce, and Beyonce's self-titled. So I felt with this being the last album that I have not talked about, because I've talked about every other one, we are now going to talk about Lemonade. Um, and why not? I feel like it's time. It was an album I wanted to take time to really let you guys have an insight on and talk about, and we're doing it. So let's get into it. Lemonade is the sixth studio album by Beyonce. It was released on April 23rd, 2016 by Parkway Entertainment and Columbia Records, accompanied by a 65-minute film of the same title. So we are now having a film. We had a film with Beyonce when it came to before self-titled, and you know, this was a different aspect in the era that we're getting into because it's talking about very much deep and personal. This is her velvet rope, if we're honest. Her butterfly. This is her moment where it's like, I'm bearing it all. Like I'm here. Like we thought self-titled was her bearing it all, but this is like bearing it all. And yeah, it follows her self-titled fifth studio album, 2013, and is a concept with a song cycle that relates Beyonce's emotional journey after her husband's infidelity in a generational and racial context. Primarily an R&B and art pop album, Lemonade encompasses a variety of genres, including reggae, blues, rock, hip hop, soul, funk, Americana, country, gospel, electronic, and trap. So with Lemonade, there was a sense that she was gonna pinpoint certain genres to kind of pull and be like, I'm gonna do something from here. Because from this album, we had also got The Gift, Black is King, The Gift. And we had also uh, received a collaborative album from her and her husband where it was Everything is Love from the Carters. So this was in the sense of her being able to release, if you will. It features guest vocals from Jack White, The Weeknd, James Black, and Kendrick Lamar, and contains samples and interpolations. I don't know how to say that word, of a number of hip hop and rock songs. Lemonade was released to widespread critical acclaim and is considered to be one of the greatest albums of all time. The album was Music Critics' top album of 2016. It was named the greatest album of the 2010s by publications such as the Associated Press. The album was placed at number 10 on the Apple Music 100 Best Albums list and number 32 on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Albums of All Time list. The album was nominated for 9 Grammy Awards at the 59th Annual Grammy Awards 2017, including Album of the Year, Record of the Year, and Song of the Year. It won Best Urban Contemporary Album and Best Music Video. The album's visuals received 11 nominations at the 2016 MTV VMAs, of which it won 8, including Breakthrough Long Form Video and Video of the Year. The film also received 4 nominations at the 68th Prime Emmy Awards. The album won a Peabody Award in Entertainment. let's see. Lemonade topped the charts in various countries worldwide, including the U.S. Billboard 200, where it earned 653,000 with additional album equivalent units, including 485,000 copies in its first week of sales. It has since been certified triple platinum by the Recording Academy. By the end of 2016, Lemonade had sold over 1.5 million copies in the US, making it the third best-selling album of the year in the US, and it was the best-selling album of 2016, according to the IFPI, with 2.5 million copies sold worldwide. The album was supported by 5 singles: Formation, yes, which was a top 10 hit in the US Hot 100, Sorry, Hold Up, Freedom, and All Night. Just 4 days after the album's release, Beyoncé embarked on the Formation World Tour to promote the album, an all-stadium tour visiting North America and Europe. I didn't get to go to this tour. I didn't get to go to the On the Run 1 or 2 tour. I didn't get to go to the Mrs. Carter World Tour. I didn't get to go to the Beyoncé Experience Tour. So my thing is, any fan that's been able to go to any of these tours, you're very much lucky, because these were her peaks. You know, when it came to the Renaissance Tour, World Tour, yes, I was very much seated. And the thing is, she said it herself. There's nothing I need to I don't need to do too much. Like I'm Beyonce, you know, and seeing that and seeing her, it just means a lot, because she's great, you know. But yes, the singles, they were released. Formation was released February 6, 2016. This was in the midst of the Super Bowl at the time, and we literally got to see her at the Super Bowl with this song. And a lot of people were shocked. I was shocked. I was over here like, oh my God, like, she is back. Like, back. New song, like, for real. And then we had Sorry by May 3rd, 2016, so the album's already out. And you know, it's spring. Hold Up, May 27th, 2016, so right after my birthday. Freedom, which is with Kendrick Lamar, September 9th, 2016, and then All Night, December 2nd, 2016. So throughout the year, she had singles come out for this album. Yes, so on February 6th, 2016, Beyoncé released Formation for free on the music streaming service Tidal and an accompanying unlisted music video on her official YouTube channel. The unlisted format of the video meant it was inaccessible by search, and viewers could only watch it through others who had shared the link, or through articles and web pages that embedded the video. Beyoncé later released an identical public version of the unlisted video on YouTube on December 9th, 2016. Both videos still exist. So, the day after the song and videos released, Beyoncé performed Formation during her performance at the Super Bowl. Immediately after the performance, a commercial aired announcing the Formation World Tour, which kicked off in Miami, Florida on April 27, 2016. And with the first pre-sales going on sale just 2 days after the announcement on February 9, 2016. Beyoncé was both praised and criticized over her Formation and the Black Panther influenced costume for her Super Bowl halftime performance. As a result of this, the hashtags Boycott Beyonce and I Stand With Beyonce began trending on social media platforms such as Twitter, and Beyonce faced boycotts from police unions. A group of protesters planned to stage an anti-Beyonce rally outside of the NFL's headquarters in New York City, New York, on the day general sales of tickets went for sale. But no protesters showed up. Instead, dozens of Beyonce supporters held a rally for her. When asked what she wanted to accomplish with the next phase of her career in an interview with Elle, published on April 4th, 2016, so this was literally on her anniversary, Beyoncé said, "I hope I can create art that helps people heal, art that makes people feel proud of their struggle. Everyone experiences pain, but sometimes you need to be uncomfortable to transform." And it's true. Lemonade was recorded between June 2014 and July 2015 across 11 studios in the United States. So, similar to self titled, she did a little bit of movement as opposed to kind of sitting back um, when it came to recording. And um, the album was written in stages, with Beyonce retreating to her home to work on the recordings with recording and mixing engineer Stuart White, as well as to take care of her daughter. So yeah, again, like similar to self-titled, she said, you know, I'm gonna work on this album, but I'm still being a mom. You know, like I'm not gonna go crazy. Um, the process began at the record plant in Los Angeles, which the team used for a month. Then they then took a break and later went to Paris for 45 days. Um, the team stayed in a hotel and set up 2 studios in 2 different hotel rooms, one for Beyonce and one for Jay-Z. Jay-Z recounted how he and Beyonce recorded both music both separately and together, describing it as using our art almost like a therapy session after his infidelity. The music that Beyonce recorded separately was what became Lemonade and was released first. So, in the midst of everything just becoming what it was, they decided to work on their projects literally at the same time or around the same time. Because Jay released 444 a year later. And so when you kind of look at it from a sense where it's like, I'm gonna take this time to be here, you're gonna take this time to be here. It really cohesively made their project stand out on their own as artists, because she has implements of herself in his album for Family Matters, I believe. Oh no, Family Feud. I'm sorry, not Family Matters. Family Feud. Yeah, Family Feud. If I look that up right now. If I look up that song, it was released. Yeah, they're gonna say June 30th, but I mean, yes, Family Feud came out in 2017, and you know she's a part of that song. So there wasn't time that she wouldn't just go in there and be like, all right, so what are you up to? You know, why not? That's her husband. Lemonade was produced throughout Beyonce's synthesis of the work of many collaborators, including both popular and lesser known artists. But yeah, Beyonce had the idea to write each song corresponding to the 11 chapters that can be seen in the Lemonade film, and posted mood boards around the studio representing each chapter to provide direction to her collaborators. So, despite the fact that the songs had themes, whether it was intuition, denial, anger, apathy, emptiness, accountability, reformation, forgiveness, resurrection, hope, and redemption, those themes had to have a direction. And I've heard great things when it came to that, when it came to Lemonade. Of course, black feminism. That's another thing that she's always wanted to be sure to show. There were stereotypes that she wanted to kind of break where it came to just the black woman, where it was just like, no, like we're not as angry as people make us out to be. Like we really handle our own. We do things when we have to, just like any other woman and any other man. Everybody is not doing something. Okay, everybody's doing something. The film envisions a space where there was never oppression of black women, whereby Beyonce and other black women form a self-sufficient community in which they can heal together. So she wanted people to understand, culture, things that, people aren't aware of, because worldwide, different cultures have different ways of doing things. And when you have more propaganda or things that is being said, whether it's about a culture or a person or a group of people or a sense of a clique of people that, connect. It's hard to not just sit back and be like, oh, that's true. We leave it there. It's like, no. And then when there's proper research that's just sitting there that people don't acknowledge because they'd rather just believe whatever someone else says, it's like, no, that's not nice. Beyonce also uses Lemonade as a form of recognition, commemoration, and celebration of the culture and history of Black people in the Deep South and in the United States as a whole. So yeah, this was also a very Black album. Yeah, and again, I and it got great reviews. Yeah, universal acclaim from music critics upon release, and is widely considered to be Beyonce's magnum opus. So whether it's self-titled or Lemonade, that is the debate where people feel like, all right, no, this is better. No, this is better. Like that is literally debate. Despite, the first 4 releases where it's just like, okay, no, 4 is her best. No, I Am's her best. That was commercially successful, like all around. No. B-Day's her best. She was already giving us a featurette / movie with B-Day, and it's like, the debates never end. The girl just knows how to make art, okay? The woman, I should say. The woman in her knows how to make art. But yeah, guys, the music videos are very much, they speak loud. But as far as the track list, let's look at the track list. And yes, won multiple awards. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, and she was also wanting to break away, like, she already was doing with self-titled, more further where she was releasing at her own time. And that was something very important even in 2016, because it's like, all right, late 2013, 2014, all right, she came out of nowhere. But 2016, it's like, is she gonna do it again? And it's like, okay, she's doing it again, but now there's a movie, So track 1, Pray You Catch Me. Track 2, Hold Up. Track 3, Don't Hurt Yourself, featuring Jack White. So the first 3 tracks, she's already letting us know in a very vulnerable way, why would this be going on? Why am I going through this in my marriage? Because track 4 is Sorry, and track 4 is where she's pretty much saying, like, you know what, I can be out here too. I can do what I want to, and me and my daughter will be all right, and we can do what we want, because I'm Beyonce. I make money. I can make my own money. I've been making my own money, okay? And then track 5, 6 Inch, featuring The Weeknd. That was more or less a surprise for me, because I know that there isn't so many R&B artists that she does work with, and so to have The Weeknd on there, it was very much, a good way of her just wanting to kind of dig into a deeper sense of herself, and The Weeknd is good for that. He can be able to take a dark moment, sing ad-libs, and really show a story, and even have happy moments, and talk about those things too, and sing them as well. A lot of artists are very much capable of that. Yes, track 6 is Daddy Lessons, which is, just as the title, just, if I know that I need to be doing something else for my life, my dad taught me best, okay? I respect my dad, and I love that she do. Track 7, Love Drought, and I think this is where she came to terms with, it's me, because like I said, track 1 through 4 is pretty much her just, I'm her, like, what, like, why is this happening? And track 5, where it's 6 Inch, letting people know, like, I be busy, I be doing things, like, you gonna be out here thinking that I'm gonna be out here just working and not feeling like I need more out of whatever. I need it. And with Love Drought, it was very much an understanding of that, where it's like we can figure it out. We've been together for a long time. um, and Sandcastles, which is track 8, which is a little bit deeper in that aspect, where it's like, I'm really trying to let you see and understand that, not everything that shimmers and is so bright is worth it, and she didn't want to lose her marriage in this moment. She didn't want to go back and forth about why the marriage is not working anymore. She wanted change, which is why track 9 is Forward, featuring James Black, which, makes a lot of sense. Track 10 is Freedom, which is with Kendrick Lamar. That was a very powerful song because it's letting people know, like, I'm with my people. I'm wanting my people to understand, like, we gotta stand. We have to be better. We have to do better. There's too much going on. It's not right. It's outrageous. We gotta be great, and allies to others that are other cultures and things that are not okay. Everyone can stand together, and I think just Beyonce wanted Black individuals, Black people as a whole, to understand that their power is just as strong. Um, All Night, which is track 11, which is very much an inclusive way of being able to show, like, we can be at peace, we can be okay, and I missed you. Like, I missed you is what she's saying in this song, because there's so much that, despite our differences, we really get along. You know, and then track 12, which is Formation. Now, Formation, like I was explaining in the beginning of the song, in the beginning of the episode and video here, Formation definitely shifted things. It let people know, like, don't play with me. I see it, I want it. Like, and then having a background in Louisiana, you're having appearances from different people, it was a big moment, and it still is. And then there's track 13, which is the bonus track that came out in 2019, which is Sorry. The original demo is now, the original demo is more calmer, and I feel like it's more direct. And why not? I think it was more of a sense to her where it was just like, can I put out demos, and will it ever really make a like, would it mean something? And it did, because people got to see and hear the rawness and listen to it, and be able to understand, like, the process that she actually does, where it's like, I'll have demos down, piece in a demo, kind of go back to that demo, and before I know it, the song is done. And why not? That's great artistry, especially if you know where your ad libs, if you know where certain vocals are gonna hit, when it comes to certain verses. And it's just, who could blame her? But yes, guys, it went number 1. Like, it really let the public and even herself know that she's very strong, and she persevered in a moment where things were still a little chaotic in the world. And I'm not saying that they ain't now, child, but it's just, she wanted people to have a understanding where I'm not gonna always appeal. And that's okay, because what doesn't seem to be appealing ends up being appealing, because everyone's already having a sense of what it is for what it is, so it's not going to be bad. It's actually going to be great, because it's like, all right, well, you blew my mind on this, and as I take a few more listens, it's like, you know what, you did that. And that's what she wanted. So that's the end of our episode and video. I truly appreciate you guys listening and watching, and thank you so much. And yes, I will definitely make sure I get better, and I will be back with more.